Wake it up, y'all. Wake it up. Welcome to another exciting week, man. And wake it up, guys. You here with your boy Rado, man. I want to come out first and just, just say, man, I'm blessed. I just want to send some positive energy in the air and just tell everybody that I love y'all and just hope everything is going well, man. One of the biggest things before we even get started, guys, I want to talk about voting and going out there to vote, man. Right now, we got a young man, Council Member Ward 8, Trayon White, is running for mayor, and I need you guys to get out and vote. Not because he's somebody, not because he's just somebody that we know, but he's somebody that do the work in the community, guys. Councilmember Trayon White, man, is beloved in our community, not just because he's a Ward 8 resident, but because he actually does the work. So I need you guys to get out and vote. Get out and vote, guys. Get out and vote.
We stay divided and we stay home. It's now the people's candidate for mayor for Washington, D.C. It's now or never. We need 60,000 votes to win this election. What I know, in the last mayoral election, less than 18% of the population came out to vote. Less than 18%. They can only win when you stay home. When you complain on Instagram, when you talk about this and that in the living room around the way and don't do anything. What we have to do is unite for one point in our life to create a major wave for our city. It's now or never. In Ward 8, we have over 55,000 registered voters. Ward 7, over 56,000 registered voters. Wards 4, 5, and 6, over 60,000 apiece. We need 60,000 to win. It's simple. It's a numbers game. Mm-hmm. They can only win when we stay divided and we stay home. It's now or never. Vote Trayon White for mayor. If you need our information is at TreyWhiteForMayor.com. Don't just stand there.
Actually, mute me and take
peace and love. My name is Trey.
There y'all go, y'all. That's Mr. White right there, just letting you guys know to vote. We got till June 21st to vote, guys. I need you guys to go out there and vote, man, and do something. We got an opportunity to elect one of the youngest Black men, to get this seat and get this position. But somebody that look like us, somebody that's for us, and somebody that's in the community. So get out there and vote Trayon White, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The people's champ. All right, y'all. So let's get this thing going, okay? I want to start off with something, guys. So y'all know we're still going through COVID. COVID is still big right now, right? And we lost a lot of people with COVID, man. But I want to talk about this new epidemic that's creeping upon us, and I want to get in front of it and talk about it, guys. And it's this craziness called monkeypox. Yes. And I mean, right now, it doesn't seem like it's fatal, but it's definitely something that seems like it'll mess you up and mess your nervous system up. So we're going to talk about it, but let's run a clip for a minute, guys, and just get you guys a chance to see what this monkeypox is all about, because this is crazy. It's always something.
Tonight, new concerns over the monkeypox outbreak. CDC officials have traced two versions of monkeypox now circulating in the U.S.
While they're similar to each other, their genetic analysis shows that they're not linked to each other.
New data from the CDC shows New York with 7 cases, California with 6, and Florida with 4. 2 of the cases in the U.S. were found to be genetically similar to that of a Texas man who traveled to Africa last year. The other known cases resemble the genetic signature of the outbreak of cases found in Europe.
They're both happening simultaneously, which I think reflects the fact that we've let monkeypox be out of control in Africa for an extended period of time.
Doctors explain that these are not variants in the way we think of mutating COVID-19 variants. Instead, these two monkeypox varieties are simply different members of the same family, each marked by symptoms including fever, headache, muscle aches, and exhaustion, along with the development of a distinct rash, often beginning with the face and then spreading to other parts of the body. It can spread when a person comes in contact with an infected animal or human.
That virus likely began to spread through person-to-person, close contact, possibly intimate or sexual contact.
Okay, y'all. So as you can see, it's very contagious, and I just want to get ahead of this thing, man. I'm not gonna be one of conspiracy theorists, y'all. There's a lot of stuff happening, so let's wake it up. Let's wake it up and let's open up our minds to what's going on out here, man. It's too much stuff all of a sudden just arising, right? And now it's talking about it's over 1,000 cases. So of course, we all grew up, people had chicken pox and stuff like that. But they saying that this is something that can, kind of like shut the nervous system down. So I just wanted to educate you guys a little bit on it and just wake it up, man. and talk about that a little bit in case something like this, hits your door or you haven't actually heard about it, y'all. Monkeypox, freaking monkeypox. Okay. But in other news, y'all, it's sad, right? So on this platform, what I try to do is I try to come out and give the latest news on everything that's going on. I try to be jokey. I try to laugh about things. But every week, I'm getting on here talking about a senseless killing. And I'm not a serious guy. You know what I'm saying? But I have to be serious on these topics because they're killing our youth. They're killing our people at an alarming rate, okay? So this story I'm about to get into, right, is about a 13-year-old young unarmed minority kid that was killed in San Antonio. And it's sad because, for one, they didn't tell his mom till 5 days later that she lost her son. So they didn't inform her till 5 days later that her son was dead. The son was unarmed. And basically what he was doing was he was joyriding the stolen car and tried to run from the police and backed into the police. They shot into the car multiple times, killing him. Now, I feel for this mom, not only because she lost her son, but she lost her daughter a month before to senseless violence. So she haven't even been able to mourn the loss of her daughter yet. But yet now she has to mourn the loss of her son. Unarmed, young minority kid, man, 13 years old, with his whole life ahead of him. We got to wake it up, y'all. We got to wake it up. We got to bring attention to this, because if we sweep these things under the rug, it's going to be our young 13-year-olds that's getting killed. Let's run a clip. Let's run a clip on it.
Tonight, the mother of a 13-year-old who police shot and killed wants answers. Family identified A.J. Hernandez as the boy killed on the South Side early Friday morning. Police say he T-boned a police car with a stolen vehicle. KENS 5 reporter Troy Klesch shares why the mother doesn't believe the story.
Early Friday morning, Linda Espinoza learned her son A.J. Hernandez was killed.
AJ was a good, loving brother, big smile. He was very happy. He was really funny, you know. He loved looking at himself in the mirror, his hair.
His death coming at an already difficult time.
It's very hard, you know. Now it's not just one burial, it's the second one. We didn't finish grieving for the first one.
Last month, Linda's daughter Nevaeh Martinez was killed in a shooting on Warhorse Street. A block away on War Cloud Drive, a San Antonio police officer shot and killed AJ. SAPD says officers tried to stop a vehicle reported stolen, but as officers tried to stop the car, they say the 13-year-old backed into a police car. Espinoza heard from witnesses that AJ surrendered.
And I want justice for my son because there was no reason for him to shoot a 13-year-old.
SAPD claims they feared other officers would be hit. According to an affidavit obtained by KENS 5, Hernandez was arrested in a smuggling case in April. AJ and another teen arrested after police found 7 migrants in their van following a chase. Espinoza says it's irrelevant to her son dying.
He had struggled a little, because, the kids that, he would, be out here with, but I try to, do what a parent's supposed to do and guide them the right way.
All this mom wants is to see the body cam video, but in her heart, she's grieving.
Make sure to tell them every day you love them, because you don't know when it's going to be the last day. You'll get to see your kids.
Sad, y'all, sad. Another senseless killing, man. At some point, what are we going to continue to tell these moms, guys? So you got to understand, right? It's two sides to every murder, two sides to every person that lose a loved one. Somebody hurts. At what point are we going to hold these officers accountable for the training that they have? So we're talking about people who are professionally trained, right? How to disarm and how to use their firearms, right? They're trained on a monthly basis. But you're going to tell me that it's excusable that an officer opened fire on what they knew were teenagers, right? Without being threatened, while chasing them. In DC, we got laws that we don't even allow. Our police don't even allow our officers to do high-speed chases for these senseless things. It's too much that can go on, man. My prayers go out, man, to the family. It really do. And I'm humbled by it because I'm just sick and tired of seeing the violence. I'm sick and tired of seeing the senseless deaths. And at some point, we gotta do something about it, man. We gotta do something about it. You know, the same type of things we're dealing with here in Washington, D.C., which is why I tell you guys, vote Trayon White for mayor. Vote somebody who look like us, that understand what the issues are. Vote somebody who understand the problem. Vote somebody that's in the trenches. Vote for somebody who understand what it looks like for a grieving mother that's on the scene with her kid, you know, who's on the scene while her kid is bleeding out. Let's vote for somebody who understand the struggle, guys, okay? I'm gonna stop being so serious, man. If y'all look at my last few episodes, I'm so serious because I'm emotional, man. I'm emotional by these deaths, you know. At some point, we got to understand there's one race, the human race. It's our people that's dying. It's our people that's suffering, guys. We got to wake up and do something about it, all right? But you know we're going to get a little ratchet, man. Let's wake it up, man. So everybody is talking about the Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey split. Everybody. And I was pulling for them, guys. Like, don't get it twisted. You know, Lori Harvey, you know, that's Steve Harvey's daughter. And you know, Michael B. Jordan was a star in Black Panther along with Creed and other things like that. And I was pulling for the couple. Man, I was pulling for the couple. They was Black love, okay? They defined Black excellence at one point. They dated for over a year, and it's alleged that Lori Harvey walked away due to Michael B. Jordan wanting to be more serious and have her jump that broom. So what is it, guys? Or what is it, women? Do y'all want to be wiped up, or do y'all want to be out here doing your thing? Which one is it? Now, speaking to my wife about this a lot, Lord, you know she's taking Lori Harvey's side, as to every other woman. And this is what they're saying. They're saying, okay, she's 25. Michael B. Jordan is 35, by the way, so that's a 10-year age difference. So what they're saying is Michael B. Jordan was out here in the streets at 25. Why she can't be? At what point, guys, and this is just my perspective, all right? So don't cancel me, women. First of all, do not cancel me and don't come at me crazy, all right? At what point are we going to hold our women responsible for being out here in these streets looking like, and I ain't going to say it because I don't want to put that on Lori Harvey, but it's a lot of women out there that's, I mean, you might as well say you selling yourself. All you do is shake your ass all day. So you sit out there, you twerk all day, you wear your hoochie mama shorts. We come in and we do our thing to you. And then when we leave, y'all say, oh, nah, he a dog. But here we go with Michael B. Jordan. Shawty put it all in the line. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Because we about to play this clip, y'all. But just watch the love. Let's watch the clip, and then I'm going to come back. Because I ain't going to give y'all all this. Let's watch the clip.
Jordan and Lori Harvey call it quits after just over a year of dating. It's officially over for the power couple. A source tells ET 25-year-old Lori and 35-year-old Michael, quote, were at different stages in their lives. The two of them are trying to move on, but they're both heartbroken and upset. The pair was never shy about sharing their love and packing on the PDA on Instagram. But Lori has since deleted all old photos with the Black Panther actor from her page. Since news broke of the romance ending, it seems like the pair is leaning on their pals for support. Here's Lori catching up with her pal Justine Skye at a baby shower over the weekend, appearing to be in good spirits while posing with mom-to-be Kristen Crawley. Meanwhile, it's guys' night for Michael, but he appeared to have different energy. An eyewitness tells ET the actor attended Game 2 of the NBA Championship Series looking, quote, a little sad and unenthusiastic. Our source adds he didn't mingle or take photos. Instead, he spent the night chilling with Corday. He spoke to the Golden State Warrior general manager, Bob Myers, and said hi to G-Eazy. What we'll miss most about the stunning couple? That undeniable chemistry. Why?
No.
Michael told ET that fun energy is something that attracted him to Lori in the first place.
All right, y'all, I'm back, y'all. As you can see, that clip that was played right there, man, that's black love all the way. So let me be real, okay? So us as black people, we have it hard, right? It's important for us, man. We put our business out there in the streets and we really show what black excellence look like. We exploit our relationships. It is very, very important that we don't fail, right? And as much as I want to criticize these people and criticize the relationship, I'm for black love. And Michael B. Jordan, man, got his heart hurt. And I mean, it can happen to any man. Y'all see how I be with my girl? Man, I wish my girl would leave. It'd be a case. What they call it? A crime of violence? Oh, no, a crime of passion? You know I'm with, man. I love my girl, man. Look, y'all. We're going to go into a commercial break real fast, right? But after we do it, I'm going to bring on a good man, man. Good man, Veto, one of the founders, man, for the Black Pond game. Special guest, you know what I'm saying? Real good man. You know, we're going to bring him on after this commercial break, y'all, all right? I'm giving y'all Trey the whole time. Trey.
Without a title, without all these fancy things. And so you want to see it to change? Tell somebody to join the Trail White campaign. You want to change our city. It's now or never. Trail White for mayor. Don't just stand there. Do something. Thank you. God bless. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And I have been and will always be committed to the betterment of my city. Without a title, without all these fancy things. And so you want to see it to change? Tell somebody to join the Trail White campaign. You want to change our city. It's now or never. Trail White for mayor. Don't just stand there. Do something. Thank you. God bless.
Don't just stand there. Do something. Don't just stand there. Do something. Trayon White for mayor, y'all. Trayon White for mayor. All right, y'all. So we're going to bring my guy on Veto, man. Washingtonian. He needs no introduction. You know, as you can see, we're gonna have him talk about all his handles. But this guy's really inspiring, man. I'm gonna let him tell his story. You know, a guy that came from, you know, the struggle, a guy who experienced incarceration, a guy that took no, you know, he never took no for an answer. He fell and he got up, and now he's promising in the community. This guy does everything in the community. He's a part, you know, of our community. I'm gonna let him get on and talk, but without further ado, let's bring on my boy Veto. Veto, how you doing, brother?
Rollo, what's up? Nice shirt you got on there, brother. I really like it.
Yeah, you know it. I mean, look, I'm repping, man. I'm
Yes,
repping for the good men.
Yes,
I'm repping for the good men, man. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. I want to start off by thanking you for allowing me to come on your platform and air some of the things that we're doing in the community and some of the movements we got going on in Washington, D.C. So I thank you for that, bro. When you reached out to me, I told you, you know, it's something that is going to be really, 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 really grateful to do, because I don't find people like you having experience that you have coming back into this in society the way you are doing, moving at the pace you're doing. I really think you got something special here. So I want to shout out to you for that, brother, the Wake Up Podcast, and I'll be promoting that on our end as well.
There we go. Okay, well, I want to start off. We're just gonna keep it all the way real. As to why I'm messing with you, as to why I'm wearing the shirt. We're gonna just keep it 100, right? So I was at this was, let me see. So this is probably week 3 or week 4 of me coming home. What was that? What was the joint down Anacostia?
Open Streets.
Open Streets. Okay, so we was at Open Streets, and you know, I know Charlie and I know Mike, but I had met you. And I was over there rapping with Charlie, man. And when I was rapping with Charlie, you pulled up and was kind of overhearing what we was talking about. I mean, all you really heard was, you know, I just came home. And Charlie stamped me, was like, you know, he a good man, man. And I gotta really just say, I appreciate you, and you really showed, you know, who you were, because you pulled off and was like, bruh, we got a booth down here, come down to the booth. And, you know, I made my way down. You know, I'm still happy with just saying what's outside. So look, tomorrow make 2 months I've been home. So I'm still in that mode where when I go outside, I want to see what's going on. You get what I'm saying? But I get down there, man. And when I get down there, I don't got to look for you. You pull me out the crowd and like, bruh, here, I told you I'm going to bless you, man. And you really don't understand what that did for me, because I think what you guys doing with Black Pawn Game, you guys are trying to correlate and build a relationship between the people and the brand. And for me, that's my experience for everybody that's watching. One of the owners came in, grabbed me and said, man, you coming home, I don't know your situation, but we're going to put you in this. The quality was great. Everything about it is good. And as of that, not only the relationship, but now you guys have a customer and you guys have a supporter for life. So it's bigger than just what you see. I'm repping it because, of course, you know what I'm saying. I got the owner up here, but at the same time, I just want to say thank you, brother, because that meant a lot to me. You know, one thing about being incarcerated is that your whole structure, right? Everything changes. Because for me, I had a lot of people in my case that told on me. So, and then I had a lot of people who actually didn't support me in prison. So a lot of things, you know, with me, a lot of my friends and that whole network changed. So while I'm rebuilding relationships, I'm very cautious with who I allow to be in my space and who to be around me, man. And you just being genuine like that, man, is rare. So I want to say thank you for that. You know, that's just my experience. I'm not going to take up all the time and talk, but I wanted to put that out there because, you know, real recognize real. And I really appreciate that, man.
Nah, man, it was the energy, man. I mean, I'm an energy person. You know, I've been with you as you was just mentioning. I've been with you where you were. You know, we're doing a lot of work. So I know we're going to get to that in the community that's centered around that. But more than less, it was your energy. And shouts out to Charlie and Mike. When I pulled them with Charlie and I cried about you, Charlie off the break. You know, Charlie been my man for over 12 years, my partner for over 12 years. He said he's a good man. You know what I mean? He's a good man. And I seen your energy. And then you was with my homie Trayon White. Shouts out to
Trayon. We're gonna shout him out all day. Vote for Trayon White, man.
Trayon, so you was rapping the brand. So it all made sense, bro. But I was glad that I could that could be a beginning of what I would consider a real good relationship.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So we're gonna get straight into it, man. And don't mind me because I mean, you got so many different organizations. I can't exploit everything on the show because you're doing so many good things. But as we talk, we're gonna flash. We're gonna in between while we're talking, we're gonna flash, you know, all your handles so that people can see. Because again, I'm vouching for you. So I want people to be able to, you know what I'm saying, contact you and see the movement that you're doing. But basically, you know, my platform is just highlight, right? Guys like yourself that, you know, come from where we come from, that's been incarcerated at some point and don't take no for an answer. You know, you came back with a vengeance. And you know, for me, your motivation, man, you know, on my platform, what I'm trying to do is show other brothers who've been incarcerated, who is incarcerated, that it is a way. You can avoid the street life and do it in a positive way, right? You could stay connected. And you are the epitome of that, because the way we're going to break this interview down is I'm going to highlight, you know, first off your family, your organizations, and then we're going to talk about your biggest organization, right, with your clothing line that's doing so well in the city, right?
Yeah.
But it's a mixture of everything that I see. It's layers behind you. So what we're going to do, I want to show this clip first of just, you know, with you and your family. Then you come in and talk about your family, what that means to you and what they've been for you. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't mind, Rollo, before we get to that, I know that would be great. And I probably, if you want to do it your way, fine.
No, let's do it your way.
I want to do it your way. I just wanted to add to the conversation by letting the people know a little who I am. One of the things that I've observed and I'm very grateful for, because a lot of the resources that in the community in Washington, D.C. now go to Ward 8. So you find me in the Ward 8 a lot. A lot of people see my face, but they really don't connect with me because, you know, I'm born and raised in Uptown Washington, D.C.
Say that there.
Born and raised in Uptown Washington, D.C. So don't mind if I could take maybe 90 seconds to just tell it, maybe a minute too, just to tell who I am.
Uptown representative, go ahead, do your thing, baby.
So I'm Don Veto Premier. That's currently my legal name. I was born Dominique Taylor. You're looking at a 42-year-old individual that has never known, seen, or met his biological parents to this day. I was adopted 11 months. I grew up in a household that many would call abusive. Some of the things that I remember was growing up was my father used to beat the hell out of me. You know, we believe in things like Christmas and things like that, but we never celebrate. They celebrated and exclude me. My father, you know, was an individual that was big and real tough. For whatever reason, he had something against me. I don't know what it is, but I'm grateful for him. He's no living longer because he made me tough. I left home at 14 years of age because technically, to be quite frank with you, I felt like I was going to kill my father. So I left home. I was a very stubborn young individual, and I refused to come back home because it was an abusive environment, as I was just telling you. By 15, I was pistol whipped by individuals like 50 pounds for practically standing in a hallway of a rooming house trying to stay warm. It was cold outside. He pistol whipped me till I was almost dead, technically speaking. And then I begged him to let me go, and his baby mother begged him to let me go. He let me go. I never forget this event because I stood in front of my adopted mother for 15 minutes with my cousin, and she couldn't even recognize who I was. At that point, that was a defining point in my life where I decided to, you know, try to, you know, really take a look like who I wanted to be in life. By age 21, I was looking at life in prison, was allegedly running into an after-hours Spanish spot, sticking up the place and shooting at a couple of people. Went to trial, was found now guilty in all 6 charges, including the gun. I was the only one to fought that trial. A month after that, because I still wasn't quite ready, known about who I was in life, I was in trial. I was in court facing 2 distributions for serving a undercover federal agent. The individual who had sold me my first gun in the streets when I was like 16 years had read it on me and snitched on me and told on me, man. And practically speaking, I was unable to get out of that thing because they had, you know, video recordings of me, phone recordings of me. So I pleaded to one of the distributions and they dropped the other one. They gave me 100 months in prison. For those that don't know, the federal court, they don't do their time in years. They do their time in months. So they gave me 100 months. That's technically 8 years and 3 months. I did 7 of those years. I got a year off for doing the drug program in Butler. The drug program was a program that I went in. I never forget this. I went in the program, and if you know anything about the 500-hour program, I went in there with 10 to get through and get out. But it was a real extreme program. And to be honest with you, I cheated my way halfway through the program, but the process still worked on me. See, I've always been an angry person all my life, Rollo. And I had never knew why I was angry. And in the course of experiencing and going through that program, even though I cheated and lied and didn't tell the real business about what I've been through, I still experienced the process. I had discovered that I was mad and angry at the world because I had never met my biological parents. And that was a resentment against them that I was taking out on everybody else. Once I got over those issues, things like that, you know, that was like the beginning of really a healing process. So when I touched down in 2009, the beginning of 2009, I reintegrated back in society, and I was fortunate to meet 2 of my greatest friends and partners, brothers, Mike Glass and Charlie Gussum. We built a program. We built a company called Track Corporate. That was the closest thing to hustling. I had never had a job, and I have always had a problem with authority figures. Told you because my father used to beat the shit out of me. Mm-hmm. But we built that company. We was bringing some of the hottest artists to the city, the hottest celebrities, some of the hottest parties in the city. You can still research us on Instagram called Track Corporate. That's TRI Corporate. But bottom line, bro, I did that for about 4 or 5 years, and then I got tired of it, and that's when we got into what we like to call the charity program we're doing, the community connoisseur. So I'm gonna pause right there because I know I laid a lot on you. I know I want to.
No, thank you, man.
I just want to bring an update of who I was for those who don't know, bro.
Man, that was incredible. Again, man. I mean, you wowed me, brother. You know, where you at intellectually, how you are, you know, just being able to still navigate, you know, this world. You know what I'm saying? It's this crazy life that we're in, man. I commend you, man. I take my hat off to you. I also appreciate you, man, just coming on and giving us the real about who you are. Again, it says levels about you, you know. I want to talk about, family, you know, and what that looks like. Let's run a clip, just on a little bit of what I have on your family. And then you let me know how instrumental family has been in you, you know, as an adult now, with having the background that you had, you know, with abusive parents.
I just want to be clear, you know. My son has beat me in everything I've ever done. And I love it that way. Get a round of applause for that. And I just want to be.
One of the biggest things I took away from that, man, it seems as if, man, you know, so I have a son, he's 10 years old. For you to have been through what you've gone through, man, I can only imagine what it looks like, you know, coming through your lens and being able to be there, you know, for your kids and really seeing him graduate, man. Your son going to Harvard, man.
Yeah, man, you know that clip right there brings tears to my eyes, literally, bro. You know, just to tell you a little about me, I told you a little about how I was growing up. The mother of my son, our firstborn son, Natural Don Juan Premier, is my wife. I was married 6 months before I went in, and my son was 4 months before I went in. And one thing that I wanted to, you know, give shouts out to my wife, be the most beautiful person in my life. She did all that time with me, bro. She beat the doors down. She brought my son to visit. She brought my son so I could teach. She offers a lot with me with visits. You know, she came there, let me teach my sons his first words such as patience, respect, et cetera, et cetera. And to be straightforward with you, I don't think that I could have been in that video in which you just played if it wasn't for the glue it out thing, my wife. You know, so my wife played an extraordinary role. My wife is an individual that used to be in the street and hold the guns with me. And when I went in and was doing my time, she went and got her SVO and became a federal officer for temporary time for the National Geographic Museum. Just giving you a little background. But unfortunately, to say she hasn't worked in 10 years since I've been home. But incredible person. But as far as my son, I'm an individual that got his GED in the FCI. You know, I didn't have a GED or nothing when I went to prison. I went to, you know, study the GED book, got my GED, and then I tutored many other individuals in prison and helped them get their GED. And to have my son, as you was just mentioning, going to the biggest institution in the United States of America, or arguably one of the biggest institutions in the United States of America, is such an accomplished one for him, you know, in our family. But for me, bro, you know, so I get to wear the Harvard hat. I don't have it in here right now, but I time to time I put the Harvard hat. We pick them up every semester. Up in Boston, go up there, I go on the campus, and it's just a wonderful feeling. But yeah, bro, I'm a real family person because I believe the institution of Murray, and you were just speaking of the thing about the brother Michael Jordan, has been really ignored in our communities. And I think we focus on a lot of other issues, but we overlook the institution merge, which I think is a very, very, very instrumental role in the Black community.
Absolutely, man. I just wanted to commend you, man, as a dad. You know, one dad to the other. Those are goals. You know, when you talk about your son going to Harvard, those are goals. So I had to watch it a couple of times because initially I understood that your son had his graduation taken away from him during the COVID. So then we had to kind of go in and you guys organize that in the backyard, which was incredible to be able to relive, you know, to give him that moment so that he wouldn't lose that moment. It's just great. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to just commend you, man, as a dad, and just say, man, kudos to that, man. We pulling for you, and just let your son know, man, that we all watching and that we all support him, because it ain't too many of us Black. Forget coming from DC. It ain't too many of us that's Black that get that opportunity, man.
Sure enough.
But we're gonna go ahead and go straight into you know, your organizations, man. There's so many. One thing that stood out for me was what you did. Well, I'm gonna be honest, both of them, right? Because we talked about your party promotion company and how that went, and that was something great, right? But I think when it comes to you giving back to the community, your mentorship program and what you've been doing for with the youth feeding the homeless, going overseas to Belize, you know, to form prayer circles and help out. It's just commendable to see, man. So we're gonna run the video first, and then after we run the video, we're gonna let you just come in and explain it and tell us all about the wonderful things that your organization did before and what it's doing now.
What it is every year around this time of year, we go out and we tell that we're sacrificing a little bit of ourselves for the better good of humanity.
this particularly bad topic is, you know, the homeless, those that a little more unfortunate.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything.
Come pray with us if you can. We want to see if we can form a prayer circle.
How did you apply for that?
Oh, my school is librarian. Her name was Miss Elwell. She put me on to the whole process.
Humbling, bro.
Humbling, man. So, and that's just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, for the sake of time, I just want to give the people a piece of you. But just go in and tell us about, you know, what your organizations have meant to you. You know, what do they do, and you know what they're about.
Yeah, sure. Speaking of the community connoisseurs, again, shouts out to Charlie and Mike, two of my partners that's been very instrumental behind founding and co-owning and allowing, you know, these endeavors to be done. You know, they really do play an instrumental role. Speaking of both Black Pond Game and Community Connoisseurs, they're my brothers, right? But with the Community Connoisseurs, we was established in 2016, the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. And what inspired us to do that was that election at that particular time. When Ben Carson was headed the director of housing and development, of HUD, whatever the case may be, and he said he was going to go into the inner cities and change it under the Trump administration. I was thinking to myself, what could we do and what would be the most strategic way to do to combat something like that? Because we know what the agenda was going to be at the particular time. So we formed the Community Connoisseurs. And the Community Connoisseurs is based on 3 pillars: youth development, mentorship, and minority entrepreneurship. We a firm believer that it takes a village to raise a child, and you can't just constantly always get a child fish. You got to teach them how to fish. So every year for the 5th year, we've been doing coat drives. We also been doing toy drives, and I don't even believe in Christmas. But as a young man growing up believing in Christmas and never getting no toys, I know how emotional and sentimental that time is for a lot of kids all around the world. So we've been doing that for 5 or 6 years. We do after school programming for youth in multiple schools, and it's just a variety of other things that we're doing in the community. We do a podcast each and every Thursday, highlighting and giving flowers to local leaders, individuals since Trayon White, Big G, the owner of the museum, the owner of the Eat. They all have been on our podcast. You put the handle up there, but you can go on our page and check out all those podcasts. And our ultimate goal is to have children review these podcasts and do case studies on them, and then center these kids up with the individuals that's on the case study they did as a mentor. So that's just some of the work we're doing, bro. As far as the missionary, to be quite frank with you, a missionary is something I did I did with my general manager, because I'm actually a financial representative with Transamerica. I've been in that position for over 10 years. I'm actually $1 Million Roundtable member and have made every convention pre-COVID. But my general manager, Caucasian guy, I wanted to build I wanted to increase our relationship and make it better. And he asked me to go to a missionary on him in Belize. When he had said the word Belize, Rollo, I said, shoot, I've never been to Belize. Why not go?
Never heard of Belize, bro.
Right, yeah.
I never heard of it.
I had heard on it, but I had seen the commercial part of it, like all the beaches, the blue water and sands, and that's what I was thinking about. But he said in the jungle. So I'd already made a commitment then. So he took me on our first missionary, I believe, in 2016. And I went down there, bro. You can see in the video, it really gave me an opportunity to understand how grateful we are in the United States of America. People don't have small things such as water. The roads are not paved, things like that. The children got to pay to go to school. So I go down. I've been going down there for the last 6 years and feeding the poor and doing some Christian work down there. Although I'm not a Christian, but I'm not one of those that's really caught up on the categories. You know, you can meet God in many different ways. I've never been one of those individuals that's caught up on the names and the titles.
Yeah. So that right there, man. I mean, you know, I just hearing you, right? one of your biggest traps, one of your biggest traits or greatest traits is that you seem to be very adaptable to your environment and very adaptable to different cultures and people. This is the second time I'm hearing you say that even though, you're not Christian, or even though, you don't conform to certain things, you're still open to be able to reach a certain audience. And I can respect that, because that means you're really trying to do the work, man. Shout out to you on that, man. I love the organizations, man. It's powerful, man. It's powerful. I want you to continue to keep doing it, man. Because it's big.
What I can speak, if I can speak on that real quick, I'll be real quick because I know for time's sake. But one of the reasons that I do that is because I learned about what stagnates us in these communities that don't have the resources is that we're not able to break our immediate environment. We're not able to broaden our perspective. So I've learned to be open to things I don't know about, bro. And that's why you hear that repetitively.
Ain't no question, man. I respect it, man. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into a quick commercial break, and then after that, man, the show is gonna be yours, man. We're gonna talk about what we're here for. We're gonna talk about that Black Pond game, and we really, really gonna put it in perspective, man. Let them people know, man, what it is. Yes, sir. Let's go into this commercial.
I don't believe first. Right, with Trey.
Okay. Who black, who not? I know you mad, they mad, they not. We the sports and the music, do the math, we the culture. And I gotta ask of you what happened. Look, this attaboy that made me an astronaut. I try to watch the news, but I'm lashing out.
I am DC.
My daughter seen the murder on cellular phone.
I'm with Trey.
And that was not on purpose, was ordering
Trey, let's go.
Okay. They mad, they high. They getting the bad, just bad, they having some high. Okay.
I'm with Trey all white. I'm with Trey all white.
I'm with Trey.
I'm with Trey, he's my left wing. I'm DC, and I'm with Trey all white. DC. Trey, I'm with Trey all white from there.
I won't hold you, we got the power, they finally
I'm with Trey. I'm with Trey.
America is lost, these are the results. I check in with God. My passion be gone. Wasn't asking for nothing.
I am with Trey, and I'm from DC. I am DC, and I'm with Trey. I am DC, and I'm with Trey. I am DC, and I'm with Trey. Let's go.
We ain't never been perfect, but this family are. You're America, tuck your shirt and your devilish on. Okay, who black, who not? I know they mad.
I am DC. I'm with Trey.
Do the math, do the culture. And I
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jules, aka Lucy Hood, and I'm with Trey. I am DC, and I'm always with Trey.
I'm with Trey all day. I am DC. I'm with Trey. Do something.
I am DC, and I'm with Trey. Born and raised Washington, DC, and I'm voting for Trey.
These are where quick story.
Let's go, y'all. Let's get Trey on white in the seat, guys. As you know, guys, the 70,000 Ward 8 residents. In the other wards, the 60,000, 50,000. We just need 60,000 votes, guys. Get out and vote. We got till June 21st to vote, man. All right, but let's get back into it, Veto. So you gave us a lot of background as to who you are. You gave us a lot of background as to what you stand for and why you here, man. And inside and out, I just want to let you know, man, God created a beautiful person in you, man. You're resilient, you're motivated, and you're doing the work. And I respect that, man. I love the brand. I gave the story in the beginning as to why I'll always be a supporter, and a customer of the brand. But now, without further ado, I want you to get into it. It's funny because I kept on coming at you. I'm like, Veto, what's up with that color? What's up with that color? And real respectfully, you always redirect the person like, listen, bruh, with all due respect, color is what it is. But for the most part, it's a bigger picture behind the brand. So what we're gonna do is let's run it, if you don't mind. Let's run the video on to give a little people, let them see what it is and hear your introduction, and then you'll be able to come on and tell the people what it is, guys. So let's run it. Let's run it, y'all. Black Pond Game.
We the Black Pond Game. The idea was inspired by a mediocre chess player on his mission to try to master the game of chess. Upon sitting down for his very first game, the first thing he discovered was whoever had the white pieces moved first, consequently putting the black pieces in a defensive position. The second thing he discovered was, out of all the pieces on the board, the king, the queen, the bishop, the knight, the rook, the pawn presumably is the weakest piece, but it's the only piece on the board that can elevate it, become any other piece on the board, excluding the king, the big dog. But the queen is the most dangerous and impactful piece on the board. We the Black Pawn Game, and our mission is out here to unionize people through clothing. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, website Black Pawn Game. That's BLACKPAWNGAME.
The blue, summertime blue, turquoise. Oh, and we also
2, 3.
Yes, sir. This your baby, man. Tell us about that Black Pawn Game, man.
Yeah,
Let
man.
us know.
I think the video. First of all, man, how you like the shirt, bro? How you like the shirt?
Look,
You looking nice
honestly,
in the shirt,
man,
bro.
the shirt is fitted, it's comfortable. I'm gonna be real honest, man. Y'all giving high quality merch, man. High quality, man. Like they real good shirts, guys. It ain't nothing to say about them. The color pattern is good on them. They super DC, man, and I know y'all gonna go far. I know y'all gonna go far, man. You know, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's some real humbling words, man. As you can see, that's more important to me than what it looked like, but how it feels. The Black Pawn Game, I think in a video I did a good description of what it was. I don't want to use
Hey, hold on, talk about super good description. Every time I watch that video, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to buy that. Like, because a lot of times, so we wear Tommy Hilfiger, we wear Versace, we wear Louis Vuitton, we wear Gucci, we wear Balmain, we wear Balenciaga. We so quick to run and grab that brand and know nothing behind it. Yeah. Let me get some Versace. Let me get some Versace. You don't know what's behind it. And I don't mean to say it because I love all races, but they don't look like us.
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna leave it. Go ahead, man.
Nah, you hit it on the dot, man. And I appreciate you saying that because that's exactly my point. The Black Pawn Game initially was an idea that we was gonna put on paper. We was gonna fraternalize it. We was gonna take it, center it around the game of chess, bring it out to the youth, and teach them identity by playing chess. If you know anything about chess, the pawns are often, pushed and sacrificed for the better of the game. And they're considered to be the weakest pieces on the game, but they are the game, the only piece on the board that can elevate to become other piece. That's you and I, bro. We're the pawns from a standpoint of being in environments that don't have the resources. Trayon White, respectfully, it's like a pawn in the game. He comes from individuals like we are with places that have lack of resources. We do the best we can, and then we hit that rank where we elevate and become, another piece per se on the board of chess. Well, what's unique about the pawn that's on this board is you notice that it has a crown on his head. And the crown signifies that the pawn that had his on has already self-identified who he or she is, right? So as soon as you realize who you are as a person, you automatically reach the crown. Because if you do your research, we are the original kings and queens. My daughter came home the other day and was telling me about Turi Muhammad. And she was like, Turi Muhammad was a slave. I had to correct. I said, no, baby, hold on. Let me tell you. Sometimes you gotta really listen to what people tell. Harvey Tubman was a slave. She was a queen. She looked at me perfect and said, what are you talking about? I said, she was a queen. I said, what they don't teach you in school when they talk about Black people is that we were some of the we're the oldest kings and queens and had the most advanced civilization. You can read Anthony Browder's Civilization of the Nile Valley and you will get that real quick and fast. I said, she was a queen that was temporarily captive, but she wasn't a slave. They start us off with slaves. So our main objective with this brand is to unionize people through clothing. But while we give you quality clothing, we also want to build a platform where we can actually unify you and teach you who you are, build programs about it, and have you proud, wear something that actually means something. What we learned when we rolled this brand out, while we didn't decide to do it on paper, we decided to do it on voice, exactly what you said. You had all our biggest rappers, 10% of the people in the world wearing your Versace, your Gucci, your Prada. And like you said, respectfully, those are good things. I have a couple of those pieces upstairs myself. They actually make some good stuff. but it has nothing to do with who we are. And it became so bad that you have rappers naming themselves Gucci. And that ain't nothing but Italian family in Italy. Nothing against them, but why isn't that we can't wear things that can identify with who we are and make quality stuff? So we decided to take the Black Pawn game and say, forget putting it on paper. Let's put it on clothes. Since these youngers out here that we can't reach, they love to dress, they love the real nice. Let's satisfy them. Let's compete with a Versace or a Prada or Gucci. We might not get there instantly, but the time we'll eventually get there. And not only will we get there, when you put the shirt on, it will mean something. The reason why you see the word colored is because we legally own the word colored as it's defined in the dictionary. It's patent for the next 10 years under the Black Pawn game. So anybody go out there and put, anybody go out, you can Google it. Anybody go out there and put color on their shirt, we can put a stop the sis on and threaten to sue. So what we discovered is a lot of these brands, Black Lives Matter, Black Power, you can go black this, and from an intellectual property standpoint, they're not owned black people. Asians, Caucasians own these names from a patent standpoint. You can research it. You go online and research it. So we said, by the way, while we're building this clothing line, let's go ahead and patent the word color. Because if you research the history of color, it was once considered a submissive word where you had to go to the colored water fountain, which was a dirty water fountain for black people. And then the whites only was this bigger water fountain that was so clean. So they was manipulating you again. When you go back and research the word colored, before they try to indoctrinate you with all these categories, is directly connected to the sun and the pigmentation in the sun. And when you research that, you know the people of color has better protection against the sun, et cetera, et cetera. Not only that, when you research the word color in the dictionary, according to Weston, it's neither black or white. Okay, so that's another category that they're putting out there to divide us. You never really met a person that's black, like the frame on the chair in the back of my office. I mean, we say that word because we've been indoctrinated and we're proud of it, but have you really met a person that's jet black or jet white? You haven't. It's the categories that is inspiring this thing about racism that's dividing us. So what we're trying to do is say, put away all the categories. Over 90% of the world is color. You understand? And we're going to do it through our brand and let you know that it's not the small water fountain, it's the water fountain of God.
Preach, Slim. Preach. Y'all done went it and took the damn name for the people. I love it.
So all our products come in a box like this. You have it wrapped. It also have a message. Our most recent box, I apologize.
I love the mesh bag. I wish I had mine with me. I love the mesh bag. That's super high quality, man.
Yes, sir.
Mesh bag, that's super high quality. So, like Veto is explaining, right? The dopest thing about when you go out and get the clothing, they give it to you in a really nice box. You also get a really nice mesh bag that's usually yellow and black. And I mean, they shake your hand. You meet the owners. They right there, they right there to serve you. And man, it's just a dope experience all around, man. I'm happy to be a part of you guys, in the beginning like this.
Yes,
because at some point it's gonna get to a point where the people don't even see y'all no more. You guys have your storefronts.
We're gonna stay connected to the streets. And again, I want to shout out to Charlie and Mike and all the other individuals that are connected to this movement, because you see us on the front line, but there are many other individuals like you and I just behind this movement, including yourself, brother.
Every time, man, man, you changing lives, man. And God, for real, you changing lives, because when you put all on the line like what you've done, not only are you inspiring the next generation in your household through your kids, but you're also providing opportunities, right? So the better the brand do, the more jobs you guys create for the community. And of course, with you guys employing our community, you guys are also teaching them how to brand, how to come up with their own, strategy, with fashion design and things of that nature, man. So I just appreciate you guys and what you guys are doing. And I can vouch and say that, you, Mike, and Charlie are definitely on the front lines with promoting this thing, along with your other partners who I don't know, but that's also out here doing your thing, man. It's refreshing, man. I want to say this to you, right? So, of course, this platform, right, is to highlight and give flowers to guys like you. Guys that have a story that's touching, guys that's been through hell, guys that's lived through something, guys that found their self, as they got older and did something very positive, man. And I want to say something to you because I need you, and I'm asking you. I need you to give a little advice to some of the guys, right? And a lot of our homies that's inside, because I have a big audience that's watching us, right? And you know, when you inside, sometimes you don't really see your future. You don't see what's in front of you because there's so much going on. What kind of advice can you give somebody whose mom on crack, whose dad is in jail, who's going back into an environment that would influence them, you know, to partake back into that negative life? How do one come home with the mindset that you've had? How do you change your mindset, man, to come home and be successful? You know, what does that look like? How do you do that, Veto? Or what kind of advice can you give to a young brother that's coming home?
Follow, I appreciate that question, bro. And again, man, I just want to thank you, you know, from the bottom of my heart for what you're doing on this platform. I told you over and over, and I don't know if you grasped it, but I've really never done this on a platform because I got a structured way where I want to release my life. But when I watched your podcast, bro, I immediately knew that this is something that I wanted to do because of your energy and your sincerity and what you're doing. In 2002, I sat in a cell over DC jail fighting my case. In one hand, I had the newspaper that was old with the United States bombing Baghdad. You know what I mean? They went over there for Saddam Hussein. It was all in fire. They went in there like it was nothing. 2002, they bombed Baghdad. Another one I had my indictment, Dominique Taylor, because that's what I was born, Dominique Taylor, before I changed my name, versus the United States of America. And at that defining moment, I knew in my heart that I could not beat these people. It wasn't Dominique Taylor versus this guy or that guy or this community or 14th Street. It was the United States of America. Right then and there, I knew I did not want to break crime no more. So for an individual that might be stuck inside, put the BET channel down, man. Put the sports channel down. Get any book you can read that's nonfiction and read it, study it, be the best at your craft. For any youngin' that's out here that's doing that, to slide and do that, it's genocide, brother. It's genocide. When you go back and you read the Malcolm X book by Alex Haley, that's a very good book you can start off. It'll tell you about the transition from coming from the street to growing and developing one of the most greatest influences in the world. We have to self-educate ourselves. I know trust for the young man that's out there sliding is a hard thing for you to find. Reach out to community connoisseurs, reach out to small organizations, Wake Up Podcast with Rollo. You see these individuals, ask them where we can start at, bro. But, at the end of the day, man, the education of who we are and who we were in the future and in the past is very important to the future of our development. So I encourage you to pick up anything nonfiction and read it and perfect it, man. And the best thing you can sell is yourself. Never forget that. You might not got the silver spoon. You might not got the clothes. You might not got the bank accounts, but you have yourself. If you learn to communicate what you want in a respectful manner, it's a great chance that you do well in the world.
Powerful, brother. I mean, simply powerful. Y'all have it there, man. For all those who got loved ones inside, make sure you communicate with them.
Shouts out to the forgotten, man.
I'm gonna be exactly the land of the forgotten. I'm gonna be posting guys some links where you guys, they got what's called the text service in prison. You could text your loved ones and they get it just like an email and stuff like that. But I just want to say this, Veto. Man, thank you so much for coming on this platform, brother. Man, I appreciate you. It's been humbling, it's been inspiring, more so than anything, man. And just thank you from me and all those that's watching. Thank you for everything you've done, man. We're gonna run this last little clip of my man Veto just so you could kind of see some of his happy moments, man, and just kind of we'll leave off, in this light, man. Let people see you with a smile, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Let's run it.
True love shouldn't be this complicated. I thought I'd die in your arms. I thought I'd die in your
No hard feelings, but these feelings harder. No hard feelings, but these feelings harder. No hard feelings, but these feelings harder. Wait, when you see the kids, I see y'all tomorrow. Wait, when the sun set, I see y'all tomorrow. Wait, when I pick them up, I feel like they borrow. When I gotta return them, scan them like a barcode. Wait, no hard feelings, but these feelings hard though. Wait, who got the kids in those what are those? Wait, why they came?
Appreciate y'all got it. Hey, Rollo, y'all got it going on over there, man. I need to get some tips from y'all, man.
You know, it's been
up,
great,
bro?
man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see you out there, man. You know, anything I can do to help, you know, the movement, let me know, and I'm there, brother. Thanks
Locked
again
in,
for
bro.
coming
Appreciate
on, man.
you, man. Love you. Appreciate for what you're doing,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. There you have it, man. There you have it. Another successful podcast. Big shout out, man, to the Black Pond Gang. Big shout out to Veto for coming on, guys. Look, man, do something. You know, at some point you got to make a decision in life when you're gonna put your pride to the side, guys. I'm doing this podcast, man, to help and reach out to the youth and reach out to individuals that want change. If I can do it, you can. Let's wake it up. I love y'all. Be safe out there.